Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you this morning. I want to do the preview for this weekend, May 18th, the boxing preview. We got 3 cards actually coming your way on Saturday. First up, guys, I want to send a shout out to everybody. I just really appreciate the love and the support and the views. You know, that's going a long way. I mean, for me, I started this because of 1 or 2 guys that were really into watching it, and man, it's just blowing up. And I want to tell you, I really appreciate it, because I'm not doing this for fame or fortune or any kind of shit like that. I do it because I'm very passionate about boxing. I love boxing. I've loved it since I was a little kid, and it's kind of my own thing, because most of the stuff that I love now came from my dad, being so close to my dad, but boxing was not one of them. I'll tell you that right now. My dad was a boxing fan, but not a boxing fan to where he kind of showed me boxing. This is kind of my own thing that I was just into naturally when I was a kid, and I just love it still to this day. And I really, you know, invest and put a lot of time into it, and I just appreciate the support and the love that I've been getting from you guys, and I'm gonna keep doing my best, and I'm gonna start showing a little bit more emotion in these videos and not being such a robot sometimes. Because I know I give you the facts, but I kind of don't put my own little emotion into it. And I think, you know, being a little bit more emotional about things because I'm passionate, I think that goes a long way. So, all right, I'm going to stop getting nostalgic. I'm going to start breaking down the fights for this weekend. We'll kick it off with, there's an ESPN Plus card on earlier in the day. It's coming from England, I believe, and it's going to feature Billy Joe Saunders in the main event. He's an undefeated former middleweight champ. He's moving up to 168 for his first time to challenge for what is going to be now the vacant WBO title. Gilberto Ramirez just vacated the belt yesterday, and now it was supposed to be for the interim title. Now it's going to be for the full official WBO super middleweight title at 168. He's taking on some unknown guy named Shavkat Isufi. Again, this is on ESPN Plus. I think he's going to dominate this guy. He shouldn't have a problem with him. I'm going to predict the decision just because Billy Joe wasn't a big power puncher at 160, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped this guy either. So, decision victory. I never heard of this Isufi guy. You know, seems like just a setup opponent to win another world title. It'll be his second big weight class, but we'll see what he does after that. Billy Joe's always been a big middleweight, so I think he'll fill out super middleweight pretty well. And he's a very good boxer, so I'm interested in seeing what he can do at the 168-pound limit. All right, so the next card is coming from Scotland. It's going to be on DAZN, and it's the World Boxing Super Series semifinals. You're going to have 2 weight class semifinals going on here. The undercard's going to feature, let me get this guy's name right. They call him the Monster. He's from Japan. His name's Naoya Inoue, taking on Emmanuel Rodriguez. This is a unification bout. Both of these guys have world titles. This is the 118-pound, which is bantamweight. It's the bantamweight World Boxing Super Series semifinal. The winner moves to the final to face Nonito Donaire. So this is a big fight. Inoue dominated and scored a first-round knockout over a former champ in the first round. And, you know, it was a brutal fucking knockout, too. Go back and watch that. I think he fought Juan Carlos Payano in the first round. Now he's taking on Rodriguez, who's a good action fighter himself. Had a nice win in the first round himself. So there's going to be a good one right here. I'm picking Inoue, though. He is a beast. He is a monster. And I'm picking him to win this fight, unify belts, and go into the final against Donaire, which should be exciting. And then in the main event, you got the 140-pound junior welterweight semifinals going on, when the number 2 seed in the tournament, undefeated Josh Taylor, who's from Scotland, is challenging for his first world title against undefeated Ivan Baranchyk. This is a good matchup on paper. I know a lot of guys don't know Taylor or Baranchyk yet, but Taylor, for me, is a number 2 fighter at junior welterweight. He beat Victor Postol last year, whose only loss to his career going in was against Terrence Crawford. And that was a good fight that he fought last year against Postol. And, you know, he's just rolling right now in a division that's kind of wide open. And I really am excited about this fight because Baranchyk is a guy that comes straight forward. He hasn't beaten anybody big yet. He rolled over his first-round opponent to capture the world title, which was vacant. He destroyed Anthony Yigit, and Mikey Garcia is the one that gave up that 140-pound title to make it available for Barianchuk to fight for it. And now he's a world champion. He's making his first defense in somebody else's house and their country. And we're going to see who wins this one. But he's a hard-charging guy that comes straight forward. I'm picking Taylor to beat him by a decision, but I really wouldn't be surprised if this fight went either way here and Barianchuk pulled it out. So we're going to see what happens. Should be a good one Saturday on DAZN. I believe the whole card is starting around 1 in the afternoon. So if you're going to watch it, make sure you're watching it and, checking it out in the afternoon. Main event will probably be around 3 or 4 o'clock. But just check the DAZN schedule and see what's going on. But should be a good one. Taylor by decision, Inoue by knockout over Rodriguez in that one. And now we're going to go to the big card on Saturday night on Showtime. The co-feature, you got Gary Russell Jr., the reigning WBC featherweight champion, which is 126. He's taking on former 122-pound champ Kiko Martinez. I don't like this matchup. Gary Russell only fights once a year, and it's been disappointing because he's such a talented fighter. In my opinion, I think he can beat anybody at 126 right now. But he only fights once a year, so it's kind of hard to know that. I know he gets avoided by a lot of guys. I just feel like he should stay active while he's being avoided and just dominate unknown guys if that's what you got to do. But he hasn't been doing that. But he's fighting Kiko Martinez. Hopefully this is not his only fight this year. I think he's going to roll over Martinez. Martinez was significant a few years ago, but he just hasn't done anything the last 2 or 3 years at all. And, I think Russell's going to dominate him. I could see an early rounds knockout. I don't think this fight goes past 6 or 7. I think he's going to destroy Martinez. Should be a good knockout for Russell, and he is a very talented fighter, so check him out. But then in the main event on Showtime, which this card is also starting around 6:30 on Saturday night, so make sure to check it out. But the main event sees undefeated heavyweight champ, WBC heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder come back to defend his title against Dominic Breazeale. Or Brazil, whatever they want to call him. Anyways, Wilder coming off that fight against Fury, which he should have lost. He's still undefeated. He's only won one fight by decision. This guy is, if you don't know Wilder, I'm shocked, but this guy is a true knockout artist. It's always an entertaining knockout, and I think he's going to get another one here. Breazeale, he fought Anthony Joshua. That's the only loss of his career for the world title back in, I think it was 2016. He got knocked out in 7 rounds in that fight. He got broken down and knocked out. He's wide open to get hit. I watched his last fight. He's wide open, and I just think Wilder's going to roll right over him. He's got good power, so if he were to catch Wilder, maybe I could see this going the other way, but I think Wilder's too smart for that. I think Wilder's going to, time his best shot, score that big right hand's going to land, and I think he's going to knock Breazeale out, so it should be an entertaining card right here. You should see 2 good knockouts, and I don't see Breazeale going back past 4 or 5 rounds at most. I think Wilder's going to retain his title emphatically, impressive, and, stay world champion. So that's it, guys. Make sure you're tuning in. Remember, ESPN Plus should be afternoon. DAZN is going to be in the afternoon. And then Saturday night on Showtime around 6:30. That's West Coast time. Make sure you're checking it out. Should be good. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.